You gotta read that. He talked to psychologists and everything. It was like white clear. Dang.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it was really good.
For a reason other than their morons?
Yeah.
Why is the Big 12 waiting until
It's very what the psychologist said. It's in that range, so
Yeah,
they know that they have to be there,
still good?
and they're bored before they get there.
Isn't they said it was all nice. Well said. It's like, I live in parking lot and swimming, you know, like if you know the rules.
You have small.
Yeah, yeah, they slow down. Briefly slow
Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Out of his office.
Yes,
Pretty far.
Athletes in action.
you know.
They did it like they're real people. Like Globetrotters, real team.
Yeah.
To see a lot of really good politicians.
Yeah. I like even when I wonder what
Special.
we had a mutual friend. Writer in Columbia.
Really was.
Yeah, it was like, what do you? DeAndre.
Yeah, it's really good.
I meant to call it up. I had heard it just legend. I was like, oh, yeah, oh no, I read it. Because he played Arkansas.
There's actually a name for it.
Yeah, it was worth 90 points. Well, like, he played 35 or 6. I'm doing that.
Oh, great.
What's up today? A couple years after.
What's up, brother? No, smart. Chris Jones.
I'm on 2 hands.
These Thursdays every week.
Actually, kind of, it's actually stuff. Parking lot. There's on your taxi. That underpass parking lot. I love highway. Everything else, I got.
Detroit is.
Especially because it was tight. I think I was playing the Pirates. I think they was like or something.
Same as Detroit Eastern Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
This is my reading college basketball exhibition knowledge. But back before really the advent of national television, they would select an Olympic team by just inviting the best teams to one site.
Oh, yeah.
And play against each other. Yep. So in 1952, Kansas, national champions in the tournament. They invited Missouri, Southwest Missouri State, because they were the NAIA national champions.
Right.
And as a result, that was the only time ever that the NCAA champion and the NAIA champion met after the season.
How old were you then?
Not more.
Oh,
This is time for great moments in that there history.
You were
Right there was even more.
no one from Missouri
Stats
State
from
made the
Yeah,
team.
yeah, yeah.
Like 6 guys from Kansas did or something.
They lost to the Peoria category. That's right, Peoria is the head coach.
You think he's making it up? He is.
They invited the 2 national champions. They invited the service teams. I think Army and Navy. And then it was like a tournament.
And the winner and the loser, so it's
It's
basically.
a land of bananas.
And it was like 2 AHL teams were invited. And I think Ohio State was there. And
Was that still peach buckets?
Pretty much.
pretty much
Pretty much, yeah. You know, today.
2-handed set shots. You read it. 2
Granny free throws?
The guy with the stick under the basket.
Yeah.
The ball back out.
Norman Day coached that team as a which Oh God!
And ran the league.
May have been. I can't remember what it is. My high school counselor
So excited.
That's the college basketball. That's some good stuff.
Or the 3-point line going halfway between. It's hilarious watching their tape Sunday. Eric
That's why I got enjoy it right now.
I was thinking about doing that.
I swear to it. I said that because when I was like the first like semi-fallish.
One to 52.
Got the advantage of playing all non-pigmentation. Rural dominant.
They were down. They had like 3 teachers make the egg.
That's the conversation. That's what I was telling my coach. Phillips 66 right now. I know they're
I think you already had to go to Madison Sprout or played. Developed.
And I think that was what, a year before?
Coming back to the championship.
No, it's
First two coming through, yeah.
Days over party deals.
now it's but it's well it is because coach you're like so funny how life works in the calendar. It's like okay, it's the first time you wear a sweater. So the first day they're like hate it, like man, I don't feel great. And we're like, here we go. It's gonna be fucking back and forth. It'll be the 10. It'll be the 5. It's like, yeah, it's like, I love you. It's so way. But she's actually got pretty good.
Touching each other.
No,
Man spreading when you're getting
Right.
he pushed up.
It seems like it's gonna take.
Yeah. Like you lay them down, hit them.
Even though Mullen's not here yet. Beat the rush.
Yeah.
You're like our lead blocker. Open the lanes, man.
My breath after using the TV. He's getting free from the other before it gets stopped. Everybody's gonna do something.
All right, there are no injuries to talk about right now. Everybody's going to go today. Look forward to the challenge of playing the Lions. Good football team. They're playing very well right now. Dan's done a nice job with that crew over the last few years here. So, but we look forward to the challenge. Look forward to playing at GEH Field at Arrowhead Stadium. So, time's yours.
Coach, the decision to punt on the first drive on 4th and 2, you've been pretty aggressive. You've gone for it in that spot. What was you thinking on that one?
Yeah, I just thought, it's subjective. So I thought it was the right thing to do at that time. We have been aggressive, but I thought field position would end up being a big thing in this, in that game. So I chose to do that.
And on the field position side of things, the penalties on special teams, that really did hurt you.
Yeah, too much.
I think kind of a theme, is there anything you can look at or, it's.
Yeah, I always go back just to the basics. The angles that you take are so big on special teams. To put yourself in position to block, and you're doing it in space, so you got to be very disciplined that you don't let your hands grab any cloth and so on. So you got to be real careful with that. So, but just the best way to do it is you go out and practice fast with it. That's what we'll do. Try to put guys in, try to get them where they get it the right angles and get in the right position.
Andy, what was your message or the coaching staff's message to Chris about that final play?
Yeah, well, you can't think that the guy's down. I mean, you can't think that. You got to just play the play. He knows. I mean, he's been around this thing a long time, so that's really what it came down to.
On that, he deleted his social media? I mean, I know you're not coach of social media, but, you have any message to the guys in general about that? Because that is a big thing, with everybody. And kind of get in your head and everything. Do you have any message to the guys in general or to Chris specifically about social media and everything that's out there?
No.
Andy, is one of the biggest surprises through these first 5 games just the amount of like uncharacteristic self mistakes, self errors?
We got to take care of that, Nate. That's something we got to fix. And it's getting us right now, and you can't do that. So again, best way to do it is you go out and you practice it and make sure you get yourself working on those things that have been causing the problems.
What concerns you most about the Detroit Lions? They won 4 straight, hottest team in the league.
Yeah, well deserved too. I mean, they're playing good football, good solid defense, flying around. Offense, they've been very effective offensively, point wise and execution wise. So they haven't had the self-inflicted wounds, as much as some other teams. So you know that they're not going backwards, and so we've got to make sure we take care of business, stay aggressive, and on both sides of the ball and special teams for that matter.
And what do you see from the Lions' offense and defensive lines?
Yeah, they're strong in both those spots. I think that's been well documented. They're good offensive line. Been together a while, and they do a good job in the run and the pass game. And then defensively, likewise, they're solid in the pass game. Got a good scheme. They're good in the run game, so they cover their gaps and so on.
We'll get Isaiah here in a few. He seemed to sort of have things on the break out a little bit in this past game. What went right for him? I mean,
I thought he did a good job, not only running but catching the ball, blocking when he was asked to. So he got a little bit more play time, which I think is good. Kind of get him into the swing of things, and that helped. At the same time, Kareem had a good day. So
Harold?
Andy, when it comes down to the one-score games, had so much success last season, obviously started at 0-3. Do you detail just problems uncharacteristically or something that just have you detail?
that's this league right now. I mean, there's so much parity, and you got to. That's why I mentioned after the game the penalties, turnovers, so on. You can't have those. Games are too close. Too much competition, equal competition. So you gotta take care of business there. My responsibility to make sure that's done.
Blair?
What do you make of some of the struggles that Harris and Butker's having this year?
Yeah, I think like any golfer, right? You guys have all golfed, and sometimes you're hitting it good, and other times it's off. But you work through it. Keep swinging, man, and he'll do that. He's a talented kid, tough, mentally tough. So not really worried about him. Yeah.
Todd?
Coach, when you're facing someone like the Lions, and I don't know what all the data says, it seems like they're pretty aggressive as well, 4th downs, things like that. Do you match aggressiveness with other opponents, home, road? I mean, how do you guys kind of go through that part of it when you're getting ready?
Yeah, I just make a judgment. It doesn't matter necessarily who we're playing that way. I just try to make a judgment on from what I go into the game thinking a certain thing, and then do it. And then if there's one that I haven't thought about, probably still do it.
The last 2, Seren and Sam. Good, Seren.
Coach, I know you talked about Isaiah. Kareem had a pretty good day. The run game overall. Jacksonville came in, I think 3 or 4 against the run. Was that maybe one of the messages? Was that like a challenge to those guys? Not necessarily from you, but just running backs in general, the offensive line that made a statement?
Yeah, their defense was ranked up there now. I mean, they're number one in a lot of categories, and the guys move the ball effectively, but the stat part doesn't matter. It's points. You got to score more than the other team, and we didn't get that done. But there were some good things that took place. The O-line did a nice job. The running backs did a nice job. But we had a couple self-inflicted wounds there, and you can't do that.
Andy, maybe this is related, but you did put up almost 500 yards of offense. When you back and watched it, or even, you know, a live version as well. What stood out to you most about the reasons why?
Yeah, when we didn't have the issues, I thought the guys executed well. We had penalty, and then, anyways, the interception, all those things that went on, it negates some of that. But overall, I thought our execution was pretty good. You gotta score more points, right?
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks, guys.
You don't remember that. Monday was chill. That's not the first copy. Sums up nicely. It was yesterday. It's cold. Yeah, I can't. That's the whole. Yeah. How long?
Military drugs, it's called. So I don't know if you're wrong.
Yeah.
What's the deal?
Hey, those are meetings.
Straightforward. Black, it's a black and a white.
And the next game.
My question is like, we gotta practice. We gotta get back to the start. We gotta get back to the base. Like, basically, shit.
Stop fucking up. It's like, you can sit there and stare at brothers.
That's where I learned about football.
Learned about that from my grandfather.
Yeah.
Stop doing dumb shit. Yeah.
But deal with those acids.
Yeah.
And maybe the sketchers. Any other history? That's a good question. Yeah, can't think of it.
Should touch this without my glasses on.
I don't know, it's even tired.
Let's hope it tastes great.
Let's say, half left.
No, Verbo, that's a lot about.
I love that Verbo commercial.
You need to look at Home Depot. Just paint a wall. Coach Brian, that one. Future. Buffalo's.
Oh, there we go. Urban Martin for Flooring Company partnership for Subway.
But is that while they were coaching?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another vote. Another vote.
Shannon?
Not that.
Been a good week for Belichick.
That's an understatement.
Cancel that Hulu.
He's the best that happened to him this week. I hope Hulu uses what it already has. Yeah.
Okay. You know how bad you have to be for Dabo Sweeney to call the dogs in the third quarter? He just felt bad.
Harbaugh used to do Game Pass.
We thought that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, Mahomes second in betting odds, everybody. 2 and 3. Oh my gosh, how
He's like, I don't use this. It's all Azure school about it too.
I won't, but it's just interesting. Because
He's gonna like his way of saying, hey, you know, whatever you get on Raiders, but come on,
before the season, you'd be like, oh, are there any Applebee's that's still open?
I think it's more.
There's Wayne time to
Yeah.
that makes pressure or throwing the middle or.
Or flip side, if you were to, make the second, say they're 4-1.
No, I'm asking you. No, you're good. No, you can.
Efficiency of the army during World War II.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That seems so
After he
I just see you moving. I'm just like, you gotta be.
was rock big, bro.
Yeah.
I like the instruction.
We doing this or what?
You got to the bottom of this?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
You can find the school there.
Oh, yeah. He's going against. Ah. Gonna be one.
Anybody go to the locker room yet? Anybody willing?
I'm going with you. You up?
After this, I will.
I'm going with
Yeah, turn around.
Turn around.
Turn around.
Investigative journalist.
There you go, right there, baby.
Need a buddy system, go to the locker room.
Good.
All right, guys, go ahead and fire away.
Patrick, when it comes down to it, you had so much success in those one-score games last year. This one is just for execution, or what do you attribute to it, the one-score games that you guys just haven't been as good as you were last year?
Yeah, I mean, you said it, pretty much execution, just little things here and there. We're just not making winning football plays in certain moments. And if it goes out to the interception in the red zone that I throw, I mean, that's a 14-point swing. And so I feel like we've played better these last few weeks. But in this league, it's going to come down to one-score games. That's what Coach Reid preaches right when we start off training camp every single year. And it's about who executes at a high as a team throughout these first five, 6 weeks.
500 yards of offense up, but then there are some of the mistakes that are costing you good spots.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's positives on how we've progressed as an offense, but like I said, I think more than anything, it's about making winning plays. And so, in years past, we might not have had so much success offensively, but we've made those winning plays whenever it's counted. And so, I think that we have to get back to doing that. I mean, obviously, we want the offense to continue to progress, but when we get in these high leverage, high intense moments, we gotta execute at a higher level, and that starts with me, and it kind of feeds throughout the rest of the team.
Patrick, you were pretty honest in saying that it's too many losses already for you guys. Just how do you view this week, this game against the Lions?
Yeah, it's extremely important. I mean, there's no way around it. This is a really good football team that we're going to play. They play extremely hard, and they have a mentality. They're going to come in and win a football game, and so we have to match that intensity. We have to match that mentality, and then knowing that it's going to take our best football, everybody, offense, defense, and special teams, and we got to go out there and prove it on Sunday. And so we got to start off with a great week of practice, and then come in with the mentality, and we're going to find a way, no matter how it looks, that we're going to find a way to get a win.
You said at the game that you got to find a way to make the tackle on an interception or at least slow them up. Andy hasn't been willing to run you on the quarterback sneak. There are some quarterbacks that are told don't take part in that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you're too valuable to let that happen. What does Andy tell you about when that happens, making a tackle? Is he telling you to get in there and get him, or is he telling you to get out of the way?
He's never told me anything like that. But I mean, regardless, I'm a football player more than a quarterback, and I got to find a way to tackle the guy or at least slow him down so other guys can get there. And playing that quarterback position after interceptions is, I mean, first off, it's your mistake, so you gotta find a way to limit the mistake, and then you're kind of in that safety type position where it's kind of you and then no one else. And so, got to be better in that situation, obviously, and try to slow them down if get a hand on them or anything like that, just so someone else can get there and make that tackle and let our defense bail us out of a bad mistake.
Patrick, we didn't ask you after the game about the zero play to Taekwon in the first quarter there. What'd you see on that play?
Yeah, we knew they had some kind of different fronts there on that third and medium type range, and we had a good plan for it. They actually gave us an unscouted look in that situation as well. That's why they kind of got through there. But we knew when they did that, they leveled and flat footed, kind of thinking the balls would come out fast. And I've always been of the mindset if they're going to blitz, we got to be aggressive and throw the ball down the field. It's like your best opportunity to do that. And so give a guy a chance on the field. And I didn't get far enough, but Taekwon did a great job coming back and adjusting to the ball and making a play.
I know it's only a month into the season, but are you still seeing unscouted looks pretty regularly? You feel like you don't see on tape from other teams?
I mean, everybody always adjusts their stuff here and there. But I thought they did a good job. They gave a couple. I mean, really, I think it was about those two unscouted looks that they had situationally, and that's what defenses are going to do. It's about you being able to adjust on the fly and be able to make the right protection calls and stuff like that. And so that happens every game. I think that it was just big moments where it was a big play, one our way and one their way with the unscouted looks.
Patrick, on that throw, were you able to see it land, or were you on your back by then? Because it sure looked like you were almost over by the time you let it go.
I didn't see it necessarily land, but I could see he came up with the. I don't know how to even explain it. I kind of could see through people's feet and stuff like that he caught the ball. So just giving guys chances down the field. We had talked about all week. I told the guys, like, if they bring the pressure in this situation, I'm gonna throw the ball down the field and let y'all make a play. And he accepted that challenge and went up there and made a play.
Is it a weird sensation though to be like essentially on your back as the play is happening?
I think kind of get used to it at quarterbacks. A lot of times you're throwing the ball, you're getting hit, you're trying to hang into the last possible second, and so I've never even thought of it, honestly. So it usually is where I am at whenever a big play happens.
Patrick, what impresses you about Kevin Shepard's defense that he's running, and a guy that's been a part of this school staff?
Yeah, no, I think he does a great job of the game planning, kind of like we're talking about the unscouted looks, doing stuff that's specific to each and every team. He puts his guys in positions so they can play fast and play hard, and you can tell they respect him by how hard they do play. And so I don't know if that's being a former player or whatever it is, but he gets the best out of his guys, and so it'll be a great challenge for us. We got to match the intensity. We got to match match the intensity of going up against a Detroit Lions football team and a Detroit Lions defense. And so it'll be a great challenge for us.
Just talk about the intensity and everything. And earlier, the first game, there's talk about like, hey, you didn't have, the emotion and everything that you wanted. You had the best day for the running backs, today. They seem to have the intensity. How much did that carry forward, and how much did that drive the offense, at least the yardage success you guys had?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when we're able to run the ball like that, and then being able to play action and do bootlegs and stuff like that off of the run game, it really just opens up the entire offense. And I thought both those guys, all three of them, really ran really hard when they got the ball in their hands. And so it's just finding ways to put them in positions to succeed. And I thought the offensive line did a great job of, you can tell their chemistry, because pass blocking is one thing, but run blocking, it's a lot of chemistry and trading off blocks. And you can tell that stuff's building with time and with more and more reps. And so I think it'll continue to get better and better as the season goes on, and those guys will continue to have more and more success.
Do you want to be the team's leading rusher?
However we win football games, I don't care how that looks, but it doesn't look like that's helping us right now. So if we can, if the other guys get running and we start winning football games, I'll take that.
Patrick, just outside the record, how do you feel about the offense and the trajectory right now?
We're getting better. I mean, that's all you can do, is we're getting better and better. And obviously, we got one more week that we'll continue to add Rashid. So just getting him into the offense as well. But at the end of the day, it's all about winning. And so I think if we can start making those winning plays, that's the last step that we need in order to take our offense to the next step.
Todd?
Patrick, you've basically grown up in this social media age, right? So after the game, I guess Chris deleted some of his social media because it's people didn't like the last play. Taekwon talked to us a couple weeks ago about when he was young and struggling. He was not good for him. How do you handle that? Do you have advice for younger players or anyone on the team on kind of how you deal with that during the year?
Yeah, I mean it can be toxic for sure. I mean, being on social media and seeing stuff, but I mean, to me, at the end of the day, I know who I am, and I know the amount of work that I put in, and I can live with myself and live with the results. And so I feel like if you're putting in the work and you're doing whatever you can to leave everything on the football field, you can live with the results of a win, loss, or whatever anyone has to say because you know the type of effort that you're putting in every single day. And so stay off it as much as possible. And then if you are going to be on it, I would use it as motivation more than anything.
Okay, thanks, Patrick.
Nick, on that goal line play, is that just something you instinctively do with putting your hands up, or did you know Trevor was kind of going over the top like that?
Yeah, I think obviously we watched tape and we saw him put the ball over the goal line as a taller guy. But honestly, in that moment, it's just kind of instincts. Kind of saw him kind of getting in like a tush push kind of formation and just kind of stick the ball over the goal line. I try to match his hands, man. Made a positive play for us.
You guys are just being able to contain the quarterback this week. That seemingly most quarterbacks in the NFL can kind of scoot at this stage.
Yeah, I just have balanced rushes, man. Just kind of everybody working on the same place. Rush and coverage working together. All of it kind of working together for us. So yeah, I think obviously some things we can improve upon. We're obviously going to face guys that can use their legs down the road. So yeah, we had the opportunity this week. He uses his legs obviously on third downs to try to extend drive. So he's not an empty chair. So we're going to have to bring that to this week as well.
Lions with the number one scoring offense in the league so far. Just what is the challenge you're facing in that type of team? And you've already faced pretty good offenses so far this season.
Yeah, man, they're special. They got a great tight end, two good backs. Got wideouts, got some depth, and they got a young guy as well. That's kind of mixing, adding to the mix. And the quarterback's playing great. If I'm not mistaken, he might be best in the league in completion percentage. So obviously, he's going to take everybody, all hands on deck, up front, and then in the back end, mixing up some looks, pre-snap, and just trying to force a couple turnovers when we can. But yeah, it's a great challenge for us.
They use both running backs, I guess. What's the contrast that you've noticed when Gibbs has it in Montgomery?
Yeah, quite honest with you, man, it's not really much contrast. I have to kind of run a little bit of everything with both guys, perimeter plays, interior plays, kind of fits what they do well. They want to give things away. Their running pass also kind of marries up together. So they do a good job, man, of keeping defenses on balance and not giving away things that you can kind of pick up on tape. They got two good backs. Both use them in outside run plays, inside run plays, just kind of interchangeable as they go.
Is there any kind of lesson to be learned from the almost interception?
Yeah, obviously, man, I just got to come down with the football. I'm not harping too much on it, man. We're flying to the football, trying to get population at the ball. All the things I talk about week to week, man, just kind of was unfortunate that it happened to us and they couldn't bring it in. So, I mean, hindsight's always 50-50. 2020, but yeah, maybe just call it off. Just say, I got it. But other than that, though, I'm just playing ball.
Yeah, do you guys ever do that, like a little baseball thing? I got it.
Not really. Obviously, just kind of catching the ball or something like it's your solo grab. You might have somebody that's on the outside, or maybe give you an 8-ball call. If you're like down the field. But just kind of make a play on the ball on that one.
You guys did some really good things. You did have a couple of turnovers, held them to barely over 300 yards, but just a couple little plays at the end. Is there a thread on those things that's kind of like all the same, or is it a little bit like whack-a-mole, a couple things here and there?
Yeah, I think everybody just has a little bit. Just again, like I said earlier, just rushing coverage working together. As always, a play here or just play there. One of the big things I think this week is just when offense scores, getting the ball back with the score being the same. It's kind of a big message we kind of had this week. I really couldn't tell last week, but it's kind of been a message of this season. When offense scores, I get the ball back to them without giving up points.
When you go back and watch the play where they scored the touchdown, when Trevor fell down, a lot of people were looking at Chris and what he was doing on that play, and we don't know what his assignment is on there. What did you see from on the field when you were during that play, and what did you see when you went back and looked at film on how he was able to get up and score?
Yeah, a lot of guys harping on the play, but you've seen guys like trip and fall and be a trick play, and you have to like keep your eyes where you're supposed to be. So it's a little bit of that going in there as well. Man, just guys just trying to play fast and just make a play. I'm not really too much harping on with the outside taking things. Everybody's trying to do their job to the best of their ability. Just kind of happened that you're able to get outside and score a touchdown. Just got to find a way to get them on the ground.
Do you ever thought about your alma mater's game against Alabama this Saturday?
Yeah, man, I'm rooting on the Tigers, man. Got an early kickoff, and I hope we can get them fresh out of bed and let's get a win. But yeah, MIZ.
Couple more.
You mentioned being out in coverage. How much do you feel like you've improved on coverage?
Yeah, definitely since I've been in this league, getting more familiar with Coach Badger's scheme and being in the middle is kind of a little bit different than other places. So just trying to get my eyes in the right place, and obviously I'm growing and learning concepts and spacing and where guys are trying to attack this defense. And he's been coaching for a while, so he got a lot of tape out there, and guys know how to attack the middle of the defense and stuff like that. So definitely been evolving. Definitely feel like I'm getting comfortable as my years progress. But yeah, I feel like I'm in a good spot right now.
Nick, with how that Lions offense plays and how relentless they are, what type of mentality do you guys collectively have to have as a defense against them on prime time?
Yeah, man, just gotta have a focus for 60 minutes. I'm not doing anything different than we've been doing. Just executing and bringing the mindset we've been bringing the first half of last week. Trying to put that back on tape. That's kind of our main goal this week. We started off good and just end good. So just kind of maintain that for 60 minutes. That focus and that energy. I think we've been in a good spot.
Is this one of those weeks where, all right, you stop them on third down, you just don't assume a punt? I mean, is this, you got to be ready for 4 downs?
I mean, yeah, they got aggressive mindset. Obviously, this is early in the week on a short week, so we haven't really got down to third and short and fourth down. But yeah, man, I got aggressive head coach. Obviously, you understand that when they get to the plus 50, they want to go out there and put points on the board. So as the week progresses, we'll keep that in the back part of our mind.
Thanks, Nick.
Yep, thank you.
Fire away.
Isaiah, I know you guys got the running game going, had almost 500 yards, but coach said it just wasn't enough. You got to score more points. How do you guys feel when you look back at what you were able to do on both run and pass about what happened on Monday night?
You just build on the good, and you learn from the bad, and that's the mentality we get, and that's what we're carrying, and we're excited for this week.
What's the good that you've seen as the season's gone
on? Together, we're building something special here, and together every week, you see how tough we are. Not pointing a finger, we're building on each other, loving on each other, and we're going to get going.
You and Kareem had nice nights, especially you both had your longest rush of the season. I guess what was the difference? Maybe that was working for you in Jacksonville.
I'm having fun, allowing the game to come to us, and just being excited for one another, and whoever make the play, make it, and it's good for the team.
You're very aggressive, obviously, in your running style and everything, but it looked like you were maybe a little more patient in this one and had a nice cut back inside. Like maybe the player's designed right, and you found the hole on the left. Is that something you've been working on, or?
Yes, just detailing my work throughout the weeks here. Just every week is getting faster and faster. You got guys coming out more hyper to play us, and as you getting their best. There's a championship team here. We playing every week, so we got to come out there rolling, and it starts at practice.
How do you balance? You got 4.3 speed. You want to take off as fast as you can, but also sometimes the hole's not there. It develops a little bit later. How do you? Is there a way to work on that, or is it?
Yes, it's practice. Coming out to practice and working it and going just practicing just like the game. That's the mentality I carry at practice. So when I'm in the game situations, knowing that those are the details that I was working on during the week.
I kind of alluded to being pleased with some of the offensive growth. A couple times you mentioned we need to make more winning plays. I guess what does that mean when you hear that term?
Just love on each other more. That's it. Just trust the process, trust each other, just fight every play.
A lot of guys have talked about you being the emotional leader. How much do you, carry that on your shoulders? Just knowing hey, if we're up 14 and you feel guys, there's another team coming back, that I've got to, get the guys going.
Yeah, you gotta love this. Yeah, you gotta love it, and that's the mentality you gotta carry, and throughout the season, it gets tougher, and if everybody's on the same mission, the same page, we all buying in, it just makes each other stronger. And during those moments, you go up and down, you don't point the finger. You know that this the moments we practice on.
When you got brought up to Coach Reid, he made a point to say, and catching the ball, he wanted to make sure that the job you did in the passing game was noted as well. I mean, what do you think? Are you capable of more? Do you like that part of the game?
Yes, I'm having fun out there. Being able to catch the ball is a part of the game, and when we're out there at practice, being the last line of defense, pass and pro is first, and then you got to go out there and get into the route. So you got a lot of things flying at you, but when you got the trust with the quarterback and last line of defense, just be ready, eyes open.
Is it nice to catch the ball and see one guy as opposed to plowing through seven? I mean, I would think that would be kind of a
I mean,
nice
yeah,
little breather.
yeah. When you catch it in the flat, you got like 5, 6 guys flying at you because the point of direction you're heading to. You got to get vertical. So just find areas to work on and having fun with it.
Last
You've
couple.
gotten in with, got kind of a new side of the left side of the line, right? Quarter of the way through the season now, are you getting kind of the rhythm and getting to anticipate how they're going to make certain blocks? And how long does that kind of take to get that going with them?
It starts at practice. Believing in each other, telling them, pumping them up. I love this shit, so I tell them every day, bro. Let's go, let's roll. It's the time we're supposed to go at practice. So when the game comes, we're flying around, making things happen.
Are you getting more comfortable, like each week, with how they may do a certain block?
Yes, just trusting the scheme, believing the coaches, believing the players and myself. Most importantly.
Last one, Mackenzie mentioned practice several times so far. Just, is there anything you guys are doing different this week compared to weeks past after coming off Jacksonville game?
Yes, you got a shorter week, quick turnaround, so not as physical during the week, not as many pads practices. So during those times that we are out there, that we have those plays that's been called, um, practice it like it's the game. You only get so many of those, and we got to execute.
Thanks, Pop.